Okay, we are live and welcome back to Tuesday Tips from the Top. I'm your host, Jess, and I got
And
my
I'm your
co-host here.
host, Tara.
We are so excited to be here with you guys. It has been I think a couple weeks since we've been live on Tuesday, maybe like a month even for Tuesday.
I was going to say, yeah, definitely
It's
been like maybe even, I think like 4 weeks it's been.
Yeah, and you guys, that's why one of the things that we really want to talk about is how to keep momentum during the holidays. Because this came up on, I just got out of a major surgery, and then Tara just had some major home renovations, and things have been crazy on top of it being the holidays. But even with that, we are still in our businesses 110%. We're still in momentum. We're actually even pivoting to new platforms. There's so many things that we're doing. And so we really wanted to sit and chat with you guys today to come back and really reinvigorate Tuesday Tips from the Top. And we're going to be live every Tuesday moving forward. And we're actually going to also be uploading these episodes to our brand new podcast.
So excited. It's going to be so amazing, you guys. One thing that Jess and I are really, really good at is just being able to bring the fire, bring the heat, bring good conversations to the table, even certain conversations that I feel a lot of people aren't really talking about. And so I'm really excited for this new chapter and season of our lives where, on one state, you'll be able to watch us. Some people like that aspect, and then on another one you'll be able to just listen. So Tuesdays are going to be more of Tuesday Tips from the Top, really like a training where we can kind of give you points and just different things where you can intertwine them into your business so that you can continue to keep growing and scaling. And then Thursdays are going to be more of the conversation that needs to be had about different topics, right? Because we are multifaceted between, we run a business, we're moms, we're women, we're growing up in this, crazy world that we live in. And so that's going to be more of just different topics that are going to be fun to just chat about. So I feel like you're really going to get an all-in-one type of podcast from us where it's going to keep it fun, learning, all different types of things. I'm really excited. We'll have guests coming on. It's just going to be really, really fun, and it's going to be cool for you guys to grow with us, over the months and years as well.
Yeah, and so where you can find us, because we're obviously on my channel today, but if you want to go to YouTube, just make sure to type in the Wealthy Woman Playbook. That's going to be our channel where you will be able to catch us live every Tuesday, and then you can type in the same thing, the Wealthy Woman Playbook, into Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast, and that's where we will be every Tuesday and Thursday moving forward. So there's lots of places to grow with us. Please go like and subscribe and follow and set your notification bell so that you go live with us every time we drop a new episode or we drop a new podcast, because like Tara said, especially the Thursday one, I'm very excited to get into, because Tuesday Tips from the Top, we really, like she said, try to keep it to insider secrets, strategies, business mindset, how you can get yourself to where you want to be business specific. And Thursday is really going to open up to conversations that we have behind closed doors, but that we're finally bringing to light. You're going to get a whole lot more of our personality. You're going to get a whole lot more, awareness for other topics. There's so many things that we're going to dive into, and I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, me too. Because there's just a lot of things that come into it, like juggling, mom life, and trying to still look good, and how to still have a life. Just so many different things that we just want to talk about. Maybe we want to talk about, intimacy or whatever. Who really knows? But it's just going to be amazing, and that's why we really labeled it the Wealthy Women Playbook, because there's so many just things that come into being successful. So yeah, I'm excited about that. But today, we decided to think of a topic that could be very beneficial for you during this time. So we decided to really kind of hone in on how to keep the momentum during the holiday season, because as we all know, we are so busy. We have a million thoughts running through our minds. We've got to get this, we've got to go to this party, we've got to, make the cookies, keep the traditions going, we've got to go shopping, but we still have to run our business, and we still have to, the to-do list, gets even longer. longer. And, you know, as moms, we really want to make sure that we are giving our kids the best holiday season that we possibly can while not neglecting our business. So I think this is a really good topic for us to chat about, because you can start to feel very, very overwhelmed, and we want you to be able to end the year in a very positive, strong manner. So that's what we're going to talk about with you guys today, and hopefully give you guys some tips that you guys can implement, and it will help you to keep going and feel good about it.
Yeah, I think it's so easy to lose momentum in the holidays, like the last 90 days of the year, right? Because we have Halloween, and then we have Thanksgiving and Friends Thanksgiving, and then, you know, then we have the Christmas is a whole month. Let's just be real about it. It's a whole month. And so what normal people do, the average person, they tend to just fall off the last 90 days, right? There's so many excuses about this event and that event. But the thing about momentum is once you kick yourself out of momentum, it's really hard to get yourself back into that. And then once you kick yourself back into momentum, it takes time to see the fruits of that labor. So you're on like an even more delay than the 90-day delay you let yourself get on. And again, we tend to loop in the last 90 days of the year as like, there's 90 days left of the year, and every day of those 90 days I'm busy. But if we really break it down honestly, there's 90 days, and maybe like, you know, to be fair, there's like 15 days out of that 90 where it's like, you honestly can't really do anything because you do have events or you do have this. And so it's kind of like the excuse that people use in the gym where they're like, yeah, but like, I'll just start at the new year. But it's like, you could miss 15 days in the gym, but what about all of the other, like, I don't do math, 75 days or whatever it is? Like, you could compound so much in that time if you didn't just fluff off, you know, all of the days because of X, Y, and Z. And this is where, like, you know, if you want to build a multi-million-dollar organization, you can't allow things like that to be the excuse to take you out of your business. Because the number one thing about business is consistency. Like, honestly, consistency trumps everything else. It trumps your personality. It trumps your content. It trumps literally everything else in business. But if you're in and then you're out and then you're in and then you're out, no one is going to trust you to buy from you in business. So you can't allow yourself to be taken out of momentum because, yes, it's the holidays, but then like it's birthdays, and then it's like your kids get sick, and then it's like you have this vacation, and there's like so many excuses that are going to happen throughout the year anyway, that we have to get good at being disciplined to get through these moments when it's a little bit more chaos around us.
Yeah, I totally agree. And so I think that you know, once you get into the flow of doing things, it starts to happen like every day you just brush your teeth, you know you just brush your teeth. Like it's not even a thought in your mind. You get up, you go to the bathroom, you get dressed, you brush your teeth. Like it's just something that you do that you don't even think about, right? But you have to get yourself to that point to be able to do it. And so I think that if you are like, okay, these are the things that need to be done, like it's a non-negotiable for like Christmas, like these are, you know, the events, like especially for me, my son is he's on 2 basketball teams and his travel baseball that really doesn't start until April. He's still practicing over the winter. So literally on Mondays, he's got basketball practice and then baseball practice. And then he has games throughout the week, and then he's got 3 games on the weekend. It is literally chaos. I'm not even going to lie to you. But if I allow myself to say like, oh my God, like I'm so busy with doing this and doing that, I don't have time for my business, that is not true. Because if you really look at your, you know, what you do throughout the day, there's things that you can cut out where you can go ahead and do those things. Maybe you can't do as much as you normally would do, but as long as you're doing something to touch your business every day, move that needle forward, you are going to continue to grow. And that is so important, especially during the holidays, to be doing that, because listen, people think that during the holidays that people don't buy. They are buying.
Yeah.
Trust me, they are constantly buying. Especially for me, you know, I started the business that Jessica and I are in together. I started that business 2 years ago, about a week before Thanksgiving. So obviously I joined during the holidays. And I still did very, very well in the last 6 weeks of the year. And I was brand new. And also there's a lot of people that want to make money in the new year, and they want to get healthier and they want to get wealthier, right? So do not count them out, because a lot of them will say like, okay, let me purchase this now so that I can start like, paying attention to it. After Christmas is over on the 26th, I have all this time left before the kids go back to school, where I can be, working on a business during that time and building it up before the new year starts. You can't, this is something I always tell my girls all the time. Don't think for anybody else. You just put the information out there and you allow other people to decide. But if you just completely fall off, guess what's going to happen? The people that you are thinking wrongly for, they're going to go join and buy with somebody else. That's what's going to happen, right? So, like Jess said earlier, momentum is so hard to build, but it is so easy to lose. And then once you lose it, it's so hard to be like, oh my God, it's so hard to build it back up. And then you just kind of throw yourself out of it, and that's why most people quit. So make it a habit to write down all the things that you have to do maybe for the week and for the day, and say, okay, from this time to this time, I can do this, and from this time to this time, I can do that. Is what being disciplined is like. And if you're living your life on offense, right, then you're not going to live your life on defense. It can only be either or, one or the other. And the thing is that you want to grow a business so that eventually, if you didn't post for an entire week, which I don't recommend, but if you didn't post for an entire week or show up for an entire week, it wouldn't even matter. People probably wouldn't even remember that you were gone, and your business would still be growing. But that takes time, and that takes effort, and that takes a lot of consistency to get to that point. But eventually, it will happen, right? So during these busy times, this is the time to network. There's people there's so many people that are out and about. There's so many people that you're going to be mingling with. This is the time for you to be in front of people and to be showing up the most, because this is the time where you're going to be coming face to face with more people than not.
Yeah, and like we were talking about how we think that everyone's busy and we feel busy, but you guys, again, a lot of people are like, they have a couple things that they're doing through December, but they still have time. So they still have time to get into a business. They're still sitting around being like, man, I wish I had more income to do this, or I wish I had more income to do that. Like, people are looking for a way, and not to mention they're looking for a tax write-off right before the end of the year. A lot of people buy at the end of the year for that specific reason. I even was donating a little bit more this month to continue the write-offs. So we can't, again, like Tara said, think for other people. But one of the things that really gets me through keeping my momentum during the holiday season is making sure that the people around me are also well aware of like what they can expect from me. So what I mean by that is that if you are in the beginning phases of really building your business and really building momentum and consistency, let your spouse know, let your family know that, hey, even though we still have all of these things going on, I'm still going to need time in the evenings to go through trainings. I'm still going to need time to, do sales calls or be in the DMs or do X, Y, and Z. Like, just make sure to have those conversations ahead of time so that like when you're working versus when you're not working, and so that the people around you can still support you through this time. Like, we expect that other people just get it, but they really don't, especially as entrepreneurs. Like, we live such a different lifestyle in the way that we work and the way that we are. And we can't expect other people who aren't in our world to just know how we think, how we move, our dedication, our determination. Like, so many average people are like, yeah, but can't you just like skip that call and like come out to the bar with us or whatever? And it's like, no, I can't, because this is so important to me. But if you're not voicing those things, it makes it really hard for other people to support you. And then when we don't feel like we're being supported, we get resentful. And so just have those conversations like early on about, I know it's the holidays, but like these are the days that I still need to do X, Y, and Z. These things are still important to me. And then you can probably find more support around you. So that's like one of my biggest tips that I've had to learn as like a growing entrepreneur, especially being in a relationship with my spouse. Like, I have to set those boundaries so that he's not getting resentful at me, I'm not getting resentful at him, and it just makes everything move a whole lot better. And then with that, also like leaning on the support of your community that you're in. Like, I would never get through this time like without Tara or without all of the other leaders in my community, where we, help each other. All like in our chats all the time all month, it's been like, hey, I have this holiday party, can you cover this for me? Hey, I have this thing I have to go to, can you cover this thing for me? And we all just band together and work together so that we keep the train a moving, even if we have like all of the things going on. But we have to be like the ones that are thinking ahead and leading in these moments. Like, we have to be like, it's not a normal 9 to 5. And I think that's like really the underlying theme that we talk a lot about in these calls is we're not just a 9-to-5 employee. You can't just like show up and then clock out and then just be done with your day. Like if you want to be an entrepreneur where you're scaling a multi-million-dollar organization, you have to show up as the CEO, which the CEO is really leading and guiding everything and making sure things are set. Plans are made. You're not waiting till the last minute to be like, holy crap, I have this party and I can't go here. Like that's how you're going to keep momentum, is by also keeping your community whole and making sure that the community as a whole is moving, even if you have all of these things going on in the background. And so it's really important, I think, in leadership to build solid leadership with other leaders in your community. Because if it was just me, like trying, no way. If it was just Tara trying to run everything, like there's no way.
Absolutely not.
As a leader, you have to like set those processes in place and build leadership with other badass people in the community so that everything moves a little bit more smoothly. Like
I totally agree. You have to ask yourself this main question, like, first of all, you need to know where you are like in your business. If you're trying to get your business off the ground, there's no days off. Like that's just what it boils down to. If you are fresh and you are trying to get this going, no days off. So that's number one. Number two, you need to be asking yourself, if my team got paid based off of the work that I did today, would everybody be happy or would everybody be mad? This is how you need to like kind of see where you're at with what it is that you're doing, right? Because again, if you're building your business online, it's so easy to do it, but it's so easy to not do it and constantly be like, oh, I'm going to do it later, 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 and then later comes and I'm going to do it tomorrow, right? That is not those are just not things that people that are successful do, right? They get it done. So if the weekend comes and you know, like I have things to do, but I also have a holiday party today, I told the kids I was going to do gingerbread houses and we're going to bake cookies, then guess what? That means that you, mom or dad, need to wake up a little bit earlier so that you can go ahead and get the things done that you need to get done. If your business consists of like, consumable products, throw some samples like in your bag, and while you're out shopping, like hand some samples out, put them in people's hands, have conversations with people. This is the time to really do what you need to do, because people are, as busy as they are actively thinking about all the money that they are spending or putting on a credit card that they're stressing about, right? So they're stressing about the fact that they have to pay bills, and they also have Christmas, right? So that's a big stressor for them. So by you posting about your business or you having conversations with people about your business, that's going to keep that in the back of their mind, where they're going to be like, shoot, I could really use some extra money during this time. Or maybe the money that I get from Christmas from my mom, even as adults, their parents might still give them, some money for Christmas to help them with their bills. You never know, right? Or you can say, if you're planning on buying me a present this year, like, can you give me like the money instead, because I actually have this business in mind that I want to start, and I'm going to use that money towards that. Like there's just so many different things that you can do. But if you want to keep the momentum going during this busy season, you have got to treat it like everybody else who gets up and goes to work, right? Think about the people that work a 9-to-5 job. They still have all these responsibilities that they need to do, but they still have to work a 40-hour work week. Right? So you have to tell yourself, like, I have all these things going on, but I still need to be doing the things to grow my business and be more proactive about it during this time than ever. And I will also say that, the last week of the month, something that I always did was spend that time going hard on myself. For personal development and getting myself really ready for the next year, and really reflecting on my year, on all the things that I accomplished, all the things I did that I stepped outside of my comfort zone, maybe areas that I could have done better in, things that I said I was going to do that I didn't do, and really reflect on why didn't I do them. Just really get clear so that I can have another year that is bigger and better, and not a repeat of the year that I had last year, because I personally am always trying to be better as a person, a mother, a leader, a business owner, all the things. And if I'm being honest, I want to have a bigger, monetary year than I did the year before, because my biggest fear is remaining in the same exact position that I was in last year. If I just continue to keep on going through life and nothing is changing and nothing is growing and nothing is getting better, that stresses me out as a person, right? Because the one thing that I never want to do is get to my last day here on earth and look back and wish that I did the things I could have done while I had all the time in the world to do them. Because on that last day, it is not going to matter what your neighbor thought, what your uncle thought, what your cousin thought, what your high school thought. None of that's going to matter. And you're going to wish that you did the things that you wanted to do instead of living your life through what other people could possibly be thinking. So that's also something that you can be doing in the last week of the month, is really reflecting and going hard on yourself as well.
Amen. I think being stagnant is like one of my biggest fears in life.
Yeah,
for real. Like I do not want to be stagnant. I do not want to look back on the year previously and be at the same exact income, the same exact rank, the same exact, impact, the same exact anything. Like that would scare me more than anything. Mm-hmm. And I think that would make a beautiful episode. Maybe in the next week or two, we'll drop a special, new year, new me type episode, and we give you guys some tips about what we do to reflect on the year previously, some tangible things that you guys can do to get ready for the new year. And with that, with your prospects as well, on top of everything else that they're thinking about with the holidays that Tara just talked about, people are also realizing, holy moly, it is the end of the year and I have not done anything that I set out to do on January 2023. The statistics for the amount of people who give up on their new year, new me goals is insane. It's astronomical.
Yeah, it is.
And so a lot of people get to this point where it's oh my God, it's the holidays, I'm so happy. But then also they're thinking, holy crap, I didn't do anything that I wanted to do. I need to make a change for the new year. And so people are looking for, mentors, coaches, inspiration, people that can get them to where they want to be. They're looking for, okay, I didn't make the income I wanted. How can I make more income? I don't want to, finish 2025 in this job that I hate. People are looking for a way out because they're being confronted with themselves at the end of the year, doing the same thing that we just talked about doing, reflecting on how they did not get to where they want to be. Mm-hmm. And so if you are not being consistent, you're falling out, you're not really showing up on social media, they're gonna go find the person who is showing up on social media. They're gonna go buy from someone else if you're not doing the thing. Because again, if you have to, you've been taking the last couple of months off because of the holidays, and then you try to kickstart your momentum come January, 2025, it takes a good 30, 60, 90 days to really kickstart momentum. So all of those people that you could have been helping, right now in December 2024, they've already bought from someone else. They're already on to the next thing. And so again, not saying that it won't ever work, but if you really want to have the results in your life and in your business that you say that you want to have, these are the realizations and the conversations that we have to have. This is all on you to be dedicated, to be determined, to do or have the discipline. And discipline is doing the thing that you don't want to do, even though you need to do it. Motivation is very fleeting. We're never going to be motivated every day. To be an entrepreneur, you have to have discipline, which again means showing up even if you don't want to show up. It means doing the thing even if you don't want to do the thing, because overall it's going to get you to where you want to be. And even if you don't have the motivation today, but you do the thing you need to do, tomorrow you're going to thank yourself for doing the thing that you didn't want to do when you needed to do it, right? Mm-hmm. And so this is what I think takes a lot of people out of the game, is they don't have discipline and they think, oh, I just need to be motivated every single day. Let me tell you, me and Tara have been going through one of the hardest seasons that we have ever experienced at the same time together. And a lot of days we have not wanted to show up. It would be easier to just bury our head in the sand like an ostrich this last month, but that's not going to get us to where we want to be. And come January, we're going to look back and say, thank God we did not stop, because at least we still have the momentum that we never lost in December because we kept going. So I think that's one of the biggest lessons that I've really learned, is that having discipline is what's going to get me to really where I want to be. And not having discipline is what takes most people out of the game.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'll even tell you guys, one of my biggest goals for 2024 was to get myself healthy again, and loving my body again, and losing the weight that I had put on, and just all of those things. That was something that I really wanted to do. And I'll be honest with you guys, I did nothing all year long. I did absolutely nothing. I would go to the gym here and there, but nothing major that resulted in any results. And then Jess and I went to Miami at the end of September, and when I was like, when I get back, like I'm not playing around. Like I'm getting my 100 to 130 grams of protein in every single day. I'm starting Pilates, and I'm gonna start going like a couple times a week. I'm gonna lean myself into it. Now I go to Pilates 10 times a week. I go for 2 hours, 5 days a week. And I get my 100 to 130 grams of protein in every single day. That I went from a size 10 jeans at 5 feet, and now I'm in a size 5 jeans. I've lost like all of those like pant sizes, and I have one more size 3, and I'm back in my normal. But I started that on October 4th, and it's December 17th. I did that in less than 2 months. It took me like 2 months to do that. But I could have said, oh, it's already October 4th. I'm just going to start on January 1st. I'm just going to indulge throughout the holidays. I'm just going to do what I want to do. Absolutely not. I was not trying to pack on any more weight throughout the holidays. And I also did not want to let the year go by without checking that off my list. I can't even explain to you guys how it feels for me personally, writing down all my goals and then looking back at the goals and seeing that I didn't do them. A few of them, let alone any of them, absolutely not. Like that is not me. So I'm actually very proud and happy that I'm able to check off consistently going to the gym, losing weight, getting back into my jeans. Like I'm so excited that I'm able to cross that off, even though I started later in the year. It doesn't matter, right? I still was able to do that. So I think that if we held ourselves accountable more, that we would get more results in life, right? Like being more intentional with life, we would get more results, and we would live ultimately a happier life, right? It's not about the amount of money in your bank account, but it's about what you're able to do with the money. It's about being proud of yourself for going through the hard things, or doing the hard things, or getting out of your comfort zone, and then the money being a byproduct of that. So really think about those things when you're going through this holiday season and being like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start, on January 1st, or I'll do that. Just keep pushing through, and you'll be so happy that you did. Because as we said, this is probably the third time to say it during this broadcast is, momentum is so hard to build, but it is so easy to lose. And you can consistently stay in momentum if you choose to. But it's completely up to you. And if we stop looking at our to-do list or the things that we have to do as like, oh my God, I have to do this, but more as like, I'm doing this because the byproduct is this beautiful life that I get to live. It's not going to feel like, oh my God, like another thing I have to do. It's just going to feel like I said in the beginning, like just brushing your teeth, like it's something that is just, you do it without even thinking about it. So kind of that's, the things that I felt like is the most important that you should be looking at on how to continue on through the holiday without feeling like it's added stress, but just being more excited and thinking about, wow, where am I going to be 1 year from today because I did all the things I needed to do.
Yeah, and I think the last thing with that is really all of this is just being intentional with your time. So don't do busy work that makes you feel busy, that makes you feel like, oh, I have to do this and I have to do that. Make sure that you have a plan of action of like what you need to do every day, and then put your head down and get that done. And then you can move on with the things you get to do, right? You get to move on with all the fun things, right? Like I have things I'm doing on Friday, and I'm going to make sure to pack it out in the morning, because then after that, we're going to the Polar Express up on the mountain, right? So I'm going to get my ish done that I need to early on, and then I'm going to take the time off unplugged with my family. Like you can do that, but a lot of times we get busy thinking we're doing things when we're actually like not actually doing things. It's just busy work that's not going to get us to where we want to be. And so with that, you guys,
but also really quickly, then it's nagging you in the back of your mind, because you're trying to have fun with your family, and you're just like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, no big deal. You say that, but then while you're like, oh my God, like I'm not doing this, and then you kind of start spiraling while you're trying to be invested with your family, but it's really bothering you in the back of your mind. Whereas if you just didn't get it done and now you're with your family, you feel amazing because you did what you needed to do. You're with your family. There's nothing else you need to possibly be thinking about other than being right there in that moment. So we think like, oh, we're just brushing it off because like, oh, I just, but really it's going to nag at you if you don't do it.
And the way that we feel good about ourselves, you guys, the way, this could go into a whole other thing, but the way that we build confidence is through action. It's through doing. If you don't, and me and Tara actually have a whole program about this. But if you say that you're going to do something and then you don't do it, that's how you lack confidence in yourself, because you can't keep your own word. You can't keep your own promises to yourself. And then you start to lessen like your belief in what you can accomplish. So then your confidence is in the tank. You don't feel like the it girl. You feel like nothing is ever going to work for you. And that's really how we increase our confidence, our self-worth, our all of those things, is by keeping our own word, doing what we say we're going to do, and being disciplined to get it done. And then slowly but surely we start to like feel like, holy shit, I can do things. Like, oh my God, things can happen for me. But that all starts with you. Like, this is a you game. It's you against you. You are your biggest challenge. You really are.
100%, guys. 2025 is going to be a massive year. So you have to claim it. It's not just saying, yes, I'm going to have an amazing year. It's going for it, doing the things that you say you're going to do, building that confidence so that if an opportunity arises, you can say like, yeah, I'm going to make it happen, and believe that you will, because you trust yourself, and you know if you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it, versus saying you're going to do something and then being like, I'm not doing that. I know I'm not going to do that, right? Don't be that person. And I know you don't want to be that person. So yeah, I mean, that's basically what we have for you guys today. We love you guys. Thank you so much for being, our biggest supporters during the entire year, and during this season that we're going through. But everything happens for a reason. The best is yet to come, and it's allowed us to pivot and go bigger. And that's just who we are. Go bigger, go home. We're definitely not going home. So we're here to stay.
So you guys, with that, make sure to go follow our brand new channel, which is the Wealthy Woman Playbook. Go follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and we will see you guys on Thursday for a new episode, and then next Tuesday for our live. Bye.
Bye, guys.